Hello, welcome to a new video. For this one we are going back in time to the end of April / beginning of May. Chris and I had a good clear up of the back of our house where we have logs coming round and being dumped on our driveway over winter, as if you didn't know, our heating is all done by logs and a little bit of electricity as well, particularly now we've got solar panels. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. We needed to tidy that up, so I have a few clips of that. So here we are. So it's a week later. The stuff is still out on the table, and task of the weekend today is to clear up this. I've actually already made a start. I'm annoyed I forgot to show you the complete before and after, but yeah, we're gonna clear up. We still haven't done anything with that frame that sort of we had to take down, and now we don't need logs. We're gonna tidy up all this because this is normally where the logs go and are all covered up by all the many layers of ground sheet to try and keep it dry, and just generally tidy up all this. Chris will be joining me in a minute. Oh, I think I'm going to wait for him to help me fold that up, and I think I'm actually going to start with a little bit of gardening and pruning back all of this stuff that's starting to take over. Look, I just found a little harvest mouse nest, I think. Look at the way that's been created. That's cute. Oh, exhausted. We've just carried all of that down to the lower garden where we're going to use it to sort of create a fence. There's a sort of gap in against the road. Oh, excuse me, I'm out of breath. We've stacked up the pallets. I think we're probably going to burn those and get fresh ones next year. And then we've picked up all the rocks that were here holding down the ground sheets, and now I've got the rest of the logs to take in. Whew. Merlin's being so helpful. Well, we have finished this bit and I'm so pleased. I mean, it's not completely perfect. There are some little bits of wood sticking out of the back of that flower bed there. We've discovered this plant here could well be poisonous hemlock, so that might need to come out, particularly if the cows are coming. We've got a lot of it. I don't know where that sprung from. Obviously there's still a lot to do here. We've run out of space in the bin for the broken flower pots, and there's a bit more tidying up to do and obviously more weeding to do, but I'm quite pleased with what we've done here in front of the drive, and in a second I'll show you the reason for it. So this is the reason why. That is now in the space until we've cleared the garage enough to fit it in the garage, if it's not too tall. Happy? Yeah. Yeah. Lit up beautifully in the evening sunshine that we've actually got. Honestly, I don't remember the last time I saw a blue sky. Certainly not in the last couple of weeks. So this is really nice. It looks so cool. Hopefully it won't break down on us too much. So the reason for doing all that work was because Chris has got a new car. It's this lovely old Land Rover. It is beautiful. But we needed to bring it right round the back of the house to keep it safe until we've got the garage cleared out so we can put it in the garage. It's got to go around the back of the house. So if you're new here, you may not know I have autoimmune diseases. I have hypothyroidism and I have trouble absorbing B12. So my energy levels are always really, really low. As you can imagine, I was pretty exhausted in May, not only because of all that work that we'd been doing with the shed and the courtyard and clearing up all that area. I was still tired from our American holiday and a little bit jet lagged and trouble sleeping, so I was tired generally anyway. So I decided to sort of take a little bit of time off in May, and I just did my journal. Decided to call it a creative journal. I think that's the best description. It's like part sketchbook, part scrapbook, part just written journal. Memory book, I suppose, would be another good way of describing it. So this was the one. Is this the front or the back? This is the one I started this year. Now, for my last finished journal, I did an exclusive flip through video for my email subscribers. I won't be doing that with this one because at least half of it is just all about my dad. I even glued in a transcript of his funeral and lots of memories and things like that. So that's a bit too personal really, but I thought I would show you the rest of it, particularly the American holiday, because I just spent some time gathering my receipts that I kept, any leaflets that I kept, and decided to spend some sort of relaxing time, I suppose, catching up on that. So to show you that properly, I'll move my art desk back where it normally goes here, get the camera set up again and show you some downward clips of that. So here we go. By the way, this was the spiral book, 80 pages, heavy duty paper from Seven Gypsies. Yeah, it's really cool. I love the cover and I love this vintagey look of the paper. I will try not to linger on each page. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Again, like I said, it's mostly writing, but I thought worth going through because I do encourage everybody, and I know I've said this before, it's such a nice thing to look back on. I do encourage you to have a go, so maybe this will offer some inspiration. So this was the start of our New England holiday. Not my favourite first page. In fact, a lot of this is lacking in a bit of colour actually. What I did was I took a very thin notebook with me and cut it out so I could write on the go, and then I cut it out when I got home and glued it in. And actually that's the first time I've done that system, and it worked really well. I'm definitely going to do that again. I tried to keep a red, white and blue theme, and that naturally occurred on some pages. So there's a mix of receipts, cutouts from tourist leaflets, some stickers that happen to be very relevant. I even had one with solar eclipse written on it. What are the chances of that? I've had to use some washi tape to cover up the dates that I got wrong. I'm so annoyed, what a mess. So yeah, it was Tuesday the 9th of April, not Monday the 8th of April that day. Oh dear, what a shame. Yeah, I won't go through in detail what we did because hopefully you've already seen that in the vlogs from the trip. And here's another tip if you're doing the scrapbooking side of things, is get 2 leaflets. I didn't do this, but I should have done, so that you can use one side of a page, and you can also still use the other side when you're gluing it in. And also worth mentioning to the personal reception, because I got given an extra sticker to put in my scrapbook. Yeah, these pages are definitely not as good as the ones where I've got the drawings as well, but like I said, it was good just to get it down, get it done, and it still looks pretty. If in doubt, put in flower stickers. Business cards, they're worth picking up. You know, if you're at a shop counter and they've got cards for their shop, keep a lookout for those. You do start, when you've been doing it, you do start noticing and remembering, but I don't know, I'm still quite bad at remembering to pick things up. And whenever Chris is asked, do you want the receipt? He always says no, and I have to butt in and say yes please, because I do want the receipts to stick in. Yeah, look, this is all the states. We went to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 states in one road trip. That's quite impressive, I think. And I will leave that there then. That's all there is to show you, really. So I had a dilemma on my hands as to which book to use for my next creative journal. So far I've been using whatever book I already had. Now, as you may have spotted in that one, I have stopped doing so many drawings and little sketches in there. That's partly because I just had a lot to catch up on. That's the problem when you go away on holiday. I mean, there was a lot to talk about and a lot to stick in and stuff. I've made the mistake before of putting a little too much pressure, I think, on making it look pretty with drawings. And I think going forward, I'm gonna keep my drawings in my sketchbook. I'm not gonna rule out doing drawings. If time and the place calls for it and I've got the time, then I will definitely do them in my journal, and for that reason I will try and stick to having plain pages. But what I'm finding is actually I just want to use the pages mainly for writing in and making the pages look pretty with the scrapbooky type things, and using washi tape and that sort of thing to decorate the pages. So with that in mind, I did wonder about using some of my handmade journals that I've got on the bookshelf behind me. Is that the shelf? Yeah, that is the shelf. On that shelf there, on my bookshelf. Which year was it? Year before last? Year before that? I made a journal and it became my thankfulness journal. And I would do my little, at least 3 things of positive things that happened that day, and I would try and keep that up every day. That has fallen by the wayside. And what I would like to do, sort of transfer the thankfulness positivity notes into my creative journal. And one of the things I'd like to take up is just a very small snippet of the day, include my things I'm thankful for within it, and also just I'm gonna go and get the book that inspired this. Damn it, I can't find it anywhere. I've been carrying this book around. It's in one of the piles of mess that's overtaken the house lately. Oh, that's annoying because I won't remember what she's written exactly, but it's in the book The Way of the Fearless Writer by Beth Kempton, and I will find the book and I will read out the passage and insert it here. Today, small hands baking gingerbread hearts, grey streaks in my hair, white streaks in the sky, a family of ducks on the lawn, lettuces popping, ferns unfurling, a poem about wonder and a pocket full of pennies. So that has really inspired me. I love that very quick way of capturing the day and bringing back memories, and so I wanted to do that in my next journal, and I thought one of my handmade books would be perfect because it's got lots of little bits and pieces, lots of little places that you can write, little pockets, little pieces of paper that slide out, and I thought that would be really nice to write these small passages in. And I very, very nearly started one of these because I've got, I think, 4 books on the ready. All the pages are done, I just need to do the covers. In fact, I've got one that's already got a cover, and they were going to all become my gratefulness journals until I decided to incorporate that. Now I don't know what to do with these books. They took so long to make. If I were to try and sell them, I would never make anywhere near enough money for it to feel worthwhile for the time. It's one of those awkward things with you get often with handmade craft. is that there's a certain amount of money people are willing to pay for a glorified notebook. You know, they're not going to care really that it took me days and days to make each one. And that's a hobby, by the way, I still mean to go back to. I really thought I was going to do some more this Christmas. I had it on my list. I thought I'd written on in my bullet journal, make time to do some more handmade journals, because I love that. I'm a real sucker for that beautiful paper. Yeah, the scrapbooking aisles in American craft shops are like heaven. I love all that. But it's very difficult to justify the time it takes to make that sort of thing. So yes, I've got these notebooks, don't know what to do with them, because in the end I decided to go with a plain old book. So I'm distracted by a woodpecker outside my window. In the end I discounted the idea because there'd be no room for gluing in the scrapbooking stuff. I tried to think of ways to add pages later, and I'm sure you can. I'm sure there are people that would know how to do that better than I would. But again, I need to keep these things fairly easy, or they build up and I don't have time to do it. And then it starts becoming a bit of a stress that I've still got this to catch up on, I've got that trip to catch up on. So I need to make it easy. I can't be sewing in new pages for scrapbooking and that sort of thing. And also sometimes I do just like to write a longer description of what we've done. I want to remember the details, and that type of book with all the little bits just wouldn't work for that. So I have a collection, I think I've got 4 of these small A5 books. Don't know if you remember, I'm not even sure if I filmed it, but I did a Paperwhite sketchbook bundle bargain. It was an absolute bargain from eBay. For the price of one sketchbook I got about 10, all from did I say Paperwhite? I meant Seawhite of Brighton. I've got these sketchbooks and they're a bit too big and heavy to actually carry around with me. I do like my little one that I take with me for my travel sketchbook, so I thought I would try this. So that's going to be my next journal. I feel like I've been waffling on for ages now about journals, but I do love a good journal. But I will leave the video here because I do feel like I've been going on for a bit long now, and I hope you're having a good week. I hope you're enjoying these sort of catch-up videos of what I've been doing. Take care. Do send the link to a friend if you think they would like this video or this channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bye.